what does awakening the new feminine paradigm mean to you?
I do think about the feminine and masculine archetypes as uh, like I think about the yin and the yang in the Taoist traditions, as having these polarities, and the old paradigm perhaps is maybe very very much representing the masculine, the imbalanced masculine aspect, where it is very much about outer or external control or activity through force. And I think of the feminine aspect as in the ways that I was talking about earlier and explaining earlier, that feminine quality of non-reactivity, the ability to restrain, to be able to hold back instead of needing to act out forcefully, or to assert or have to be assertive, but rather more supportive or more encouraging, more empowering through holding up from below, rather than forcing down from above. So like in the Taoist tradition, the masculine is like the mountain, and the feminine is like the valley. So the valley holds all that moisture, holds the rivers and the oceans and the flowing waters, and that ability to be the ground and be the support. That to me, that receptive quality is also a power. And I don't necessarily think that like I have mentioned this before with what I've witnessed in Norway, where I live now, in the feminist movement, where it's not necessarily about the feminist quality of trying to just be equal to the masculine, that the feminine would then sort of be equal to what we see in the old paradigm now as that masculine driving force, but rather that it is the new feminine, like you have in the name, that it is a new paradigm. It's a new way of being, and a new way of approaching leadership, a new way of being in power. And in those ways, like I have talked about before, it's more connected to the heart. It's more connected to compassion, to empathy, sympathy, the altruism, which really does care for others in an honest way, not just like, I represent the people, look at me, but really I care for the people, so I will selflessly continue to work to support people, like Mother Teresa did when she was helping all the poor people in India, selflessly giving of her time and energy and work, and living in poverty amongst others. We could look at all of these great leaders who selflessly worked towards their goal, and how admirable that is, how we can look to them as leaders, because they weren't seeking to be powerful people. They weren't seeking to be influential. They were not trying to be a force to be reckoned with. They were not trying to control others, but because they were so genuinely of service, coming from their heart, helping other people, we can look to them and we want to follow them. We want to follow their example. We are inspired by the life that they live. I think that is a kind of a feminine quality of leadership. But of course, I would like to think that leadership is in this way without gender, that we're ultimately balanced in that sense, that we could be both in our power assertive in setting boundaries and creating frames and managing and so on in ways that that could represent that sort of masculine force, of control, but also balanced with that softness, that altruistic openness, selflessness, selfless care of others that comes through the genuine open-hearted quality of wanting to support and really lift up others. And I think of the qualities that come to me, that come to mind when I think of this, is the power that comes from a mother who steers her family, steers the ship of the family, not necessarily through being in control, but because she is guiding the lives of the children and supporting the family structure. And she doesn't have to be loud and charismatic, but people might know that she has power to make decisions and to lead that family structure, because of the way that she supports, because of those qualities. I think that's a beautiful feminine archetypal power. I would like to see that is recognized.
For all of you that are listening right now, if you would like to learn more from this beautiful soul that has so much wisdom, definitely look forward to the Leadership Summit that's coming up, where we're going to be diving into old paradigm, new paradigm, leadership, power, the abuse of power. And do you want to speak a little bit more into that before we go today, Jonathan?
I'm just looking forward to this ability to dive a little deeper into the subject matter, how we might make this transformation from that old paradigm way of thinking and into a new way of looking at leadership, and maybe even how we might each in our own way find those qualities in ourselves.